कुमार स्वामी नायक है गोंगो लिबू लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की
In the news tonight, more drama at SODELPA meeting. Fiji pushing for travel bubble. And AstraZeneca vaccine misinformation a concern.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Edwin Nana.
Bulavinaka, Fiji. More drama at the Social Democratic Liberal Party Management Board meeting today, with some parliamentary members locked out. MP Salote Randrondro couldn't hide her frustration, saying she is disappointed with the management board. Apanisa Wagai Randovu reports Randrondro was among a handful of MPs who were locked out of the meeting at the Southern Cross Hotel in Suva.
I am very much disappointed.
The SODELPA MP says in the past anyone who was banned from participating in the management board were at least allowed to sit in.
Before we can be part of the meeting, but with no speaking or voting rights. With this new management, we are not allowed even to go inside and just listen.
Randrondro even used her popularity among voters and her support base to try and get into the meeting, but it didn't work.
I came and I asked those people, they said no. I said, I'm an elected member of parliament. I have voters behind me and I want to go inside.
Well, you guys ask these people, because they run the meeting, eh?
SODELPA leader William Avoka says they want to keep out those who are under investigation, and that is the very reason for choosing the meeting venue.
Now we choose some very secure locations where we control the movements of people. And that is one of the reasons why we only allow the board members to be in the room.
Do you feel that still a lot of this is still related to the issue with the involvement with Mr. Rambuka? Oh, I don't know. I really don't know.
Avoka also confirms there is an active investigation on those alleged to be involved with his predecessor. Apanisa Ngrandovu, FBC News.
And Apanisa Wagai Randovu joins us live now. Apanisa, what transpired in today's SODELPA meeting?
Edwin, FBC News asked if this is all because of allegations that she is involved with Sitiveni Rambuka's proposed party. Randrondro says she and others were barred from the board meeting even when Rambuka was party leader. The response from SODELPA leader William Avoka is that in the past, meetings venues are always open, and this often complicates matters that are discussed during the meeting. The party has also started the recruitment process for its new general secretary. Avoka also says that today they have put together the plans for their campaign budget, that is for the next general election, which is roughly around $1.5 million. When asked if they have this sum, Avoka says they have some of it, but not all. Edwin.
Naka Apanisa. Prime Minister Voreng Bainimarama has today revealed that Fiji will continue to pursue a travel bubble with Australia and New Zealand. Speaking at the ANZ Fiji Excellence in Tourism Awards 2019 in Nandi, Bainimarama stresses they are willing to adapt and innovate to support the tourism industry. Felipe Naikaso has more.
The Prime Minister not mincing his words today, as he stated that they will still make their intentions known to have a travel bubble.
We are, of course, pushing our regional neighbors like Australia and New Zealand to open their doors and their hearts to a travel bubble with Fiji, especially now that they've started vaccinating their citizens.
After New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern confirmed that Fiji was not a priority, Bainimarama today stated that they are still firm on quarantine-free travel. Bainimarama says with over 330 days since our last community case of COVID-19 in Fiji, there is simply no excuse that they cannot find a safe way to do so.
We have made it known, we will continue to make it known, that Fiji belongs in a quarantine-free regional travel arrangement for the Pacific.
We are one of the few luckiest country in the world where we have actually gone 335 days, if I'm not mistaken, today is a COVID-free for a community case, and I think that deserves a big round of applause.
15 awards were also given out today in recognition of the work done by those in the industry 2 years ago. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Minister for Defence Inia Seruiratu says the focus of the public consultation has to be on the 1965 Police Act. Seruiratu has told FBC News the Cabinet had endorsed the review of the 1965 Act and they will focus on that, and has apologized to all Fijians for the panic caused by the recent public consultations on the draft police bill. He adds the draft bill has been retracted and his ministry will work with the Solicitor General's office to rectify it. The minister is hopeful that they will get back with consultations on the 1965 Act soon, which will lead to the formulation of the bill. Seruiratu adds that the work on the bill should not be used as a political point-scoring opportunity. Earlier this week, Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama had said that the text of the so-called draft police bill does not represent government policy and will not be presented to Parliament. Certain sections of the draft police bill has received widespread criticism. The family of a 32-year-old fisherman from Savu who was found dead this morning are still in shock. Metuisela Erial used to go out fishing for 30 to 40 minutes, but yesterday afternoon he took longer to return. Sania Nimboila reports his body was found floating in waters near Vatundamu settlement.
Marlene Ariel never knew that this will be their last conversation.
He left almost 8. Then, because when he usually go diving, he like takes half an hour like that. He don't take more than 1 hour to 2 hours. Eh? So when the thing came around 9:10, like I was worried. I was looking around because I was just down the hill, and he told me he just dive around like inside. So I kept going out looking. I never saw anything.
Metuisela's uncle Epelilenian said they only found out that he was missing when his wife called them.
He told his wife yesterday afternoon that he will go out fishing. It was getting dark when his wife saw his torchlight out in the sea. His wife slept knowing that he will return late last night. When he didn't, he called other fishermen to go and look for him in the morning.
Metuisela's cousin, Wilson Fapiano, said they were shocked to see him lying motionless on the beach.
We got a call this morning to look for Metuisela. We make our way to the beach only to find him lying motionless with all his fishing gears on and his blue tub cord still wrapped around his waist.
The police investigation continues. Sainia Nimboila, FBC News.
Up ahead, diabetes a common cause of kidney disease and iconic EV tree replanted.
मैं तो दिल्ली में रहता हूँ और रेडियो फीजी रोज सुनता हूँ.
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन.
Welcome back. Misinformation on social media in regards to the AstraZeneca COVID-19 vaccination is concerning. UN Resident Coordinator Sanaka Samharasina says this poses a challenge not only for them but also the Ministry of Health. Felipe Naikaso has the details.
The United Nations team in Fiji will be looking at having Talano sessions with village headmen, businesses and the public in raising awareness on the safeties of the COVID-19 vaccination.
You know, people who would stop me and ask me for information and voice concerns, and so the sooner we get clear messages out to people to educate them and to, of course, also make it easy when the vaccines are being rolled out.
With more doses expected to be brought in, the UN resident coordinator says Fiji does not need to worry about buying the vaccines as they have many donor partners willing to assist. The way Fiji also handled the COVID situation right until the vaccination program continues to be praised.
It really is an amazing story, and I'm in some ways not surprised, but I'm disappointed that Fiji and the Pacific countries that have managed to contain COVID for so long have not got the credit, and people have not learned the lessons from these countries.
Another area the UN will be working closely with the Ministry of Health is ensuring those living with HIV and AIDS are vaccinated.
To people living with HIV, with all the vaccines that have been approved by WHO, it is safe for them to use.
The vaccination program for Fiji will continue to be supported by the UN. Philippe Naikaso, FBC News.
The most common cause of kidney disease in Fiji is diabetes. Fiji National Kidney Center nephrology specialist Dr. Anis Taid says the second most common cause is high blood pressure, adding that the combined results in the vast majority of those who have kidney disease. Lena Rees reports.
Kidney disease is a major problem worldwide, and it is increasingly becoming more recognized.
Best statistic that we have estimates that the national prevalence in Fiji is somewhere between 13 to 14% of the general population have some degree of kidney disease, but up to 90% of people within the public are unaware of having kidney disease, because kidney disease doesn't usually result in any symptoms until it's very late stage.
Dr. Taid says a lot of work that they do at the Fiji National Kidney Center is focused on preventing kidney disease from progressing.
In earlier stages, the treatment that we provide is to try and prevent or slow the progression of the kidney disease. So try and maintain their kidney function for as long as they can, so that they can avoid ever requiring dialysis in the future.
It's a realization of a dream that was carried through by the Honorable Prime Minister in being able to provide dialysis for the people of Fiji.
Health Minister Dr. Ifireme Wangainembete says those Fijians who earn $30,000 and below on an annual basis will receive a government subsidy of $75 per session, which is half the cost. But those who are earning more than $30,000 will have to pay the full cost of $150. Lena Rees, FBC News.
Steps taken to preserve chestnut seedlings from Suva's iconic Iwi tree that fell at the height of Tropical Cyclone Ana earlier this year was the main part of Forest Day celebrations this morning. A driver from the Ministry of Forestry, Lawrence Chand, says he visited the Iwi Triangle after the cyclone and saw 5 chestnuts scattered on the ground, and for a second realized that those chestnuts could revive the historic tree. Details with Josiah Nanunga.
This lone Iwi seedling is the only one that survived from the 5 which were rescued after Tisi Ana. This morning, the president planted the seedling at the Iwi Triangle, marking International Day of Forests.
It reached a height of 15 centimeters. We were very glad to come and to plant it on our International Day of Forest.
This 29-year-old has been commended for protecting the seedling and says it's rewarding to see that his simple actions have had such a profound outcome.
I did not expect that it will be launched here, and it will be like a very big day for the Ministry of Forestry.
Fiji has lost at least 4,000 hectares of land to deforestation, and Conrote says this is why the 30 million trees in 15 years initiative is important.
Native trees are well adapted to climatic and soil conditions in Fiji, so they are particularly valuable for reforestation, and they provide many of the forest products and ecosystem services we often take for granted.
The president, diplomats and government officials this morning planted more than 20 seedlings at State House. The theme for this year's World Forest Day is forest restoration turned to nature-based solutions. Josiah Nanunga, FBC News.
Non-profit organization Make a Difference Fiji is taking big steps to help people affected by recent cyclones by marching from Nosori to Suva tomorrow. The march will begin at the Nosori police station at 9 a.m. and end at Ratusukuna Park. Organizer Renu Snowsill says they are expecting at least 100 participants, as 50 have already registered. Snowsill says they will walk the Suva Nosori corridor and will be collecting donations to help the people of Vanuatu.
Last year we supported approximately 10,000 individuals. So we have helped around 10,000 people last year with groceries. We built 2 houses last year. One was for Vikashni and her 4 kids. So we built them her house, and another house we did was for Piniana and her 2-year-old son. That was done in partnership with FBC. And we are starting another house in Ba on Monday, and that is being funded by I Love Fiji Foundation from Australia.
And time now for Business with Whitney.
Thanks, Edwin. Coming up in business tonight, FNPF removes payment limit for voluntary members.
and milk production increasing. Stay with us.
Bula, ang gono ilutoka butalita ka ng Bula FM bertini nambang 2 NSR.
Bula FM nambang 2 NSR.
The Fiji National Provident Fund has removed the limit placed on payments for voluntary members. This comes after approval from the FNPF board and also includes the limit on compulsory members opting for additional contributions. FNPF Acting Chief Executive Officer Viliame Vondonaivalu announced that the removal is effective from today, adding that all limits previously based on the amount that voluntary and compulsory members could pay are no longer applicable. Vondonaivalu says the FNPF board has decided to provide members with these two opportunities to add value to their savings. He says the current cap or limit for voluntary contributions is $200,000 per year, and the removal of this limit means that voluntary members can now pay any amount as and when they wish to, without restrictions. We now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the money market.
Good evening. In the latest news, pressure continues to mount on the Aussie and Kiwi dollar. Retail sales for Australia fell 1.1% in February compared to the previous month. The data disappointed traders, with major falls led by Victoria and Western Australia. The Kiwi, on the other hand, is still suffering at the hands of their GDP data from yesterday. Meanwhile, the safe haven US dollar was up, supported by higher treasury yields and falling stock markets. Treasury note climbed above 1.73%. It's their highest level in more than a year, providing support for the greenback despite the Federal Reserve's support for easy monetary policy. Elsewhere, the British pound sank 0.2% after the Bank of England warned the outlook for the Britain's recovery remains unclear. And that's all from your HFC Bank for this week. Vinaka.
Here are the local exchange rates as set early this morning. The Fiji dollar showed gains against our two major trading partners, the Aussie and Kiwi dollars, as well as the PNG Kina and the Euro, but was down versus the other international currencies we cover. On the commodities market, oil prices dropped a few dollars to close at $60 per barrel. Gold dropped to close at $1,729 per ounce, and silver closed down at $25.99 an ounce. There has been an increase in milk production from 2019 to 2020, boosting the commercial dairy farmer confidence in the country. This has been confirmed by the Fiji Cooperative Dairy Company Limited, recording a 33.1% increase in milk production. Chief Executive Kushmendra Prasad says the corporation has been investing in new technologies to improve milk production and reduce the import bill. Kritika Kumar reports.
Kushmendra Prasad says the recent comparison of the 2019 and 2020 figures shows a drastic change.
We have looked at the milk production comparing the figures from 2019 to 2020, and there is a significant amount of milk production increased by bulk supplies. So the bulk supplies has increased the milk production of 33.1%.
Fiji Dairy Limited today granted $350,000 to FCDCL to boost national milk production. The grant is to develop highly productive dairy farms that will contribute to milk production through calf rearing.
So this is a 2-year MOU, and if we are able to feed the cows properly, there will be a significant increase in production.
Ministry of Agriculture's Permanent Secretary Ritesh Das says good practices for calf rearing can improve milk production.
Highly productive dairy unit that provides about 3,000 to 4,000 liters of high quality milk daily from 200 cows is desirable. Haifa calves are the investment for the future.
The number of dairy farmers has increased from 987 in 2015 to 1,130 in 2019. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
And that's it from Business Tonight. We now join Tale with the latest in sports.
Thank you, Whitney. Good evening. Ahead in sports, Natambua and Jasper leads Lautoka Zone. And Chonyam Balimewai scoops 2 gold for RKS. His and more coming up.
Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Lautoka was buzzing today as top schools from the Sugar City compete in the Lautoka Zone competition at Churchill Park. Among the 11 schools competing are 2 new schools, Moira Methodist College and Yasawa North Secondary School. The two came out firing today, giving schools like Natambua High School and Jasper Williams High School a good run. Karleni Tavi with the details.
New school, Aliki in the lead.
Participating in their first Lautoka Zone is an eye-opener for the Moira Methodist College athletes.
Yes, indeed.
These are students who have begun their athletics career in primary schools, and we just want to continue exploring those talents and giving them the opportunity to compete in the high school.
The 50 athletes of Moira Methodist College brought in some good competition, keeping champions like Natambua on their toe.
In the sub-junior girls, sub-junior boys, we have prospect. They have been medalists from the primary school competition. This morning, our first medal was a bronze to one of our girls, Benedette.
Yasawa North Secondary School is using this as a learning ground for their athletes' future events.
Coming this year as underdogs, we giving our best this year, and come next year we'll go back and we'll try and look back and see what things to be improved.
More than 650 athletes are taking part in this year's Coca-Cola Lautoka Zone, which ends tomorrow. Karlini Tavi, FBC Sports.
Venina Rakotonga joins us live from Lautoka. Venina, what's the zone competition like at the Sugar City today with the inclusion of 2 new schools from Yasawa?
As mentioned, 2 new schools joined the Lautoka Zone this year. This is Moira Methodist College and Yasawa North College. Exceptional performance displayed by these 2 teams as they secured a few medals into their bag. Yasawa North managed to claim 1 gold medal and Moira College bagged 2 bronze medals. Taking a look at the medal tally at the end of day 1 in the girls division, Jasper Williams High School, the defending girls champion, bagged 12 gold, 12 silver and 6 bronze medals. In second place, Natambua High School with 6 gold, 5 silver and 5 bronze medals, and in third place is Central College with 3 gold, 3 silver and 5 bronze medals. In the boys division, the defending champions Natambua High School bagged a total of 16 gold, 12 silver and 3 bronze medals to take the top spot. In second place is Lautoka Muslim College with 2 golds and 4 bronze medals. And in third place is Ndrasa Secondary School with 2 gold medals. The day 2 begins tomorrow and with the 3,000 meters, and you can watch it live and exclusive on FBC Sports. Tale.
Thank you for the update, Venina. Yasawa High School's Vesiranandi defied all odds at the Lautoka Zone to break the first record of the day in the intermediate girls 1,500 meters race. Despite having to walk a few meters to finish the race, Ranandi was able to clock a time of 5 minutes and 49.42 seconds to beat the old time of 6 minutes and 02.71 seconds, which was set by Ba Provincial Freebird Institute. Caroline Tavi once again.
Ranandi made a brisk start and took an early lead, but lost breath in the final lap and could only manage to walk and jog to the finishing line. However, it was enough to secure her a gold medal and set a new record.
I didn't know that I was going to break the record. I just put all my trust and faith in God Almighty, and it is through Him that I was able to win this.
An interesting scene today was the number of support shown by the parents of the Yasawa-based schools. Despite financial constraints, the parents ensured they made it to Lautoka to watch their children compete.
We were facing transportation issues before coming here today. A lot of parents from the village wanted to come and support their children, but majority couldn't make it.
I'm grateful to the village for giving my fare just to come and watch my daughter today. My husband is back in the village watching the game on FBC Sports. Despite this challenge, I was able to make it here today.
Natambua High School is leading the boys division while Jasper Williams High School leads the girls division after day 1 of the Lautoka Zone competition at Churchill Park. Carlini Tavi, FBC Sports.
Lautoka Zone Blue Ribbon champion Joseva Tarasoi dedicated his triumph to fellow schoolmate Lasaro Wangambuli, who passed away earlier this year. Rasoi, who ran a time of 10.75 seconds in the senior boys 100 meters race, was emotional after securing the win. In second place was his fellow schoolmate Nyatani Suluka, who ran a time of 10.91 seconds, while Aminyasi Titoko of Tilak High School came in third with 11.56 seconds.
I'd like to dedicate this win to my late brother, his family in Lawai, Nanronga, one of our hostel brothers. Yeah, to his family, his mother, Lasaro Wangambuli.
Ratu Kantavu School long jump champion Chone Mbalimewai took his chances in the Thai level zone triple jump event today, scooping gold at the process. The 19-year-old bagged 2 gold medals for RKS, winning his first in the long jump event and securing the second in the triple jump. The former Marist Brothers High School student set a new personal best.
During the zone last year, for Marist, I jumped 13.02 and RKS 13.60.
It will be his first year in the Coca-Cola Games.
Just put a lot of expectation from me. I hope that I will do my best. I will be very emotional and was also really working hard for this event. To win a gold will be a big thing for me.
Initially trained under the guidance of Eugene Volmer before joining RKS, the national triple jump champion is impressed by the youngsters' commitment.
As long as the student is keen, as long as the athlete wants to do it and is dedicated to it, then you'll see really good results.
The Lao lad has set a target to reach or jump past the 14-meter mark in the Fiji finals. The 45th Fiji Beta Marist Sevens Pools was drawn today at Paradise Beverages in Walubei, Suva. A total of 48 men's team will compete this year, with 32 teams to make their debut. 12 pools of 4 teams have been drawn with a total prize money of $47,000 up for grabs. Marist Rugby Club President Lawrence Tikaram says this year is a special one for them.
We dedicate the tournament to our frontliners, and I think that's an important message. On this very day last year, there was the first announcement, and I think at many times we tend to take for granted what we have around us, how well we are enjoying life right now in Fiji, and we want to thank it's these people, the frontliners, hardworking military officers, police officers, medical officers, the airport officers, everyone that is working in quarantine to manage and contain, to give us the freedom to be able to come and host one of the biggest events ever.
The young Life After Rugby Barbarians side remains undefeated after day 1 of the Super 7 series at Nganilau Park in Savu today. The Barbarians thrashed Wending Salvo 31-5, defeated Nawaka 19-12 and edged Fire 17-12.
Without the services of 2 senior players, Pio Tuwai and Jerry Tuwai, the LAR Barbarians performed exceptionally well, with the players like Anasan Garnivalu, Chita Wainingolo and Taniela Sendrungu stepping up to the plate.
You can see there's no senior players playing with us in this tournament. Pio Tuwai family function, and Jerry Tuwai has been rested for injury.
The aim now for the Barbarians is to reach the finals of the Super Series.
So we expected to win this third series.
Wildcard inclusions Madhuwata selection will be out to gain as much exposure as they can from teams like the LAR Barbarians.
We are happy to be part of this tournament and to learn from some of the best in sevens rugby in the country.
The final of the Super 7 series will be played tomorrow. Carlini Tavi, FBC Sports.
Traditional rivals will battle in the Fiji Secondary School Rugby League Central Eastern Zone Under-17 semi-finals tomorrow. The first semi-final will see the Murray Storm take on the Nisino Panthers, while the RKS Eels take on the Lilin Bati in the second clash. The knockout stages bring out the best in school rivalry.
What I would like to say is it's like a clash of two mountains. So I hope the four teams are preparing themselves well and proper, and come up and showcase the talent that the students have during the semi-final on Saturday.
Meanwhile, fans can expect rigorous encounters in the under-17 semis.
I expect this Saturday will be more crunching game, and because as I've already said, the clash of two mountains, especially Lelin and Arkiash, all rivals, and Marist and Sinu, so there will be tough competition.
Aiming to reach the finals, the Sinu Panthers hope to switch things around.
Work on our game plans and our game structure so that we can improve it.
The under-17 semi-finals take place on Saturday at the St. Muslim Primary School grounds in Vatuanga. Now to play of the day, take a look at Endo and Watanabe on fire as they dictate this blistering fast rally. That's it from Sports Tonight. In new media, Google releases a new Nest Hub. This and more after the break. We love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
Mostly fine conditions today, and this is likely to continue throughout the weekend. In the west, it was another warm, sunny day. From Pacific Harbour to Suva, clear skies with some cloud cover in the afternoon. And in the north, mostly clear skies in the morning with some sprinkle of rain overnight. At sea, southeast winds 10 to 15 knots and moderate seas. The next high tide is at 11:01 tonight, followed by low tide at 4:56 a.m. Sunrise is at 6:10. For tomorrow, we can expect another warm, sunny day. And the outlook for Sunday, more of the same. And in Fijian Pulse tonight, we ask, do you think there's a need for more supervision of students during and after sporting events?
Yeah, I think there should be more supervision because the children nowadays are very hard to control.
Definitely, I agree that there needs for more parental supervision during sporting activities.
They should. Kids need our guidance. We need to be supervised all the time.
Because nowadays it's hard to control the students because many students are abusing many things.
And recapping our main stories, more drama at Sodalpa meeting, Fiji pushing for travel bubble, and AstraZeneca vaccine misinformation a concern. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM to our poll question. This week we are asking, should Fiji kava exporters found mixing local and foreign kava have their licenses revoked? Visit our FBC News website to answer. And on to our shot of the day, this photo of the shore in Kandavu was taken by our very own Kelly Vadala. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos. Email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj. We're also on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. And that is your news this evening. I'll see you again next week. Until then, stay safe. Modemanda.
Hi, I'm Asalika and I'm from Lautoka and I love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.